Hi everyone, BC back here. Got some presents from my partner, but most notably, come back to this stuff. Dire important. So what this means is that Ulm put up Gift of Nature's Bounty. Yeah, this one. This is the Enchantment 9 global that gives you a comically large amount of money. So now they control yeah, they control 6 of the 9 global slots. One of the global slots was freed up, and we'll get to that, which is just absurd. And Gift of Nature's Bounty is a ridiculously powerful global. But that also means that in addition to having Construction 8, which we already knew about, they have Enchantment 9 on the same nation, as well as all this other stuff. Oh my goodness, they have snowballed hard. So yeah, that's scary. It's a big deal. With that said, we can still go back to what else is happening. Prospects, Corpseman, Displacer, Absu, none of that stuff found anything. And then let's go through this. So provinces that we agreed to in trade, clearing out some independence. Mercane tried to liberate itself from the mantises, so they've got a bunch of their exquisite infantry. It does not look like they went for many of their exquisite crossbowmen. These guys are really baller units. Thematically, they have one guy with a crossbow and the other guy loading it for him. So they have normal rate of fire with crossbows instead of one of every other round, and broadswords. I was experimenting with Mercane, and those things are quite good. Then on the Mantis side, they've got a bunch of, like, all of these guys are commanders with great paths, and 4 miscellaneous slots they're not even using. They've got some devils back here, and some of these guys are all thugged up, like this guy here is extra arm and liquid body and the like. This is just a ridiculous amount of mage firepower. What is this? Divine channeling. I think that's for Mercane. Mercane summons a bunch of stuff. They're firing their crossbows. It looks like there's some snow coming down, so that's just going to naturally impact the precision of these bows. We can go ahead and look. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it's just thematic. Some stuff flies to the back, like this Mantis Thug. This is a fantastic piece of equipment. Auto spell mirror image is very good. I wonder who gave him this holy brand. And then yeah, this is just a great unit all around. Sorry, I was misclick there. The devils are in town, which means that the crossbowmen are now shooting at them. That's the Divine Wrath spell. You see a lot of fires coming down, and these guys, they, for all their exquisiteness, they have no natural resistance to fire. We've got these priest generals with their cool abilities, but they don't seem to have much in terms of actual mage firepower. This guy's in a communion with 10 communion slaves. Okay, I take that back. What have you been doing? Just a lot of buffs, which those things don't help. Like, if he had cast fire resistances, that might have made a much bigger difference. I don't know if he even had the gems for that, though. Falling fires are falling, and yeah, just all of the literal firepower is just obliterating this Mercant army. Go ahead and put this on turbo. And then there's a bunch of like skeletons that have been summoned here. So the result is that Mercant lost all of their liberating force, including all of these Maguses. Not all of them, I guess, but all but 5 of them. And Sasan Raha lost none of their besieging force except for 23 devils. So that is the end of Mercant. And then Chassos engaged me. Like I moved in and they moved their army to fight. So we've got this here. You've seen what I'm deploying already. None of the cavalry are in town, so it's just an archer fight here. I do have my god in town. He has a maximum HP of 15, which means it was a mistake for me to send him in. His HP is quite low. He's under a lot of heavy enemy dominion. Oh, and we can also look at the rest of his stats. So his attack and defense are actually still fine. His MR is down by 4 because of the dominion. And I brought pearls, but I did not have anyone cast anti-magic. Oh, look at all those flaming arrows. That was just so satisfying. And watch this hail of fire come down. Boom. So, like, the evocations are continuing to wreak havoc on the Chassos army. Especially the ones that are... And the arrow fire also hurts everything that isn't a knight. We've got some distractions over here. Peacock is going to town on these fools. And I'm showing it over here because pretty soon something is going to happen. But we see that these knights have been killed by evocations. Peacock just died. And the reason the Peacock just died... let's look at just commanders. Where do you go? Yeah. Is he just got soul slain. I really did not appreciate the MR penalty for having your god in hostile lands. So instead of having an MR of 23, or if I had actually remembered to cast anti-magic 27, his MR was a paltry 19, and eventually one of the soul slays got home. Now I'll go ahead and put this on turbo, and you can watch evocations just obliterate everything else. So, lost a few of the Maguses. I lost 2 of my transformed eagles, actually, which I'm not sure quite what happened there. I guess they got soul slain as well, probably. Wiped out a ton of stuff. Like, this is pretty much the end of Chassos. I guess this Lich will still respawn, but the Communion died. All these champions died. Their disciple died, and they're not going to be able to bring that back. And most importantly, we killed 82 knights. So like we've I mean, eventually we will complete this siege and we will win versus Chassos. It's just annoying that I went and got my god killed through, well, foolishness. I guess since I lost 4 communioners, have you three come. Why can't I send them over there? Oh. Because I'm being besieged, and we'll get to that in a bit. So yeah, we can just go ahead and use our pearls to probe all this stuff. And then this guy... Well, so you've got a bunch of guys on Call of God to get the Peacock back. It'll lose a point of nature, which is fine. And we'll go from there. Sent a thug into the unknown Tilde. This guy only has a smasher for offense. Body Flames does not work underwater. But he's still pretty tough. He's got the Avenger up. He's got the Vine Shield. And I don't even remember why I gave him Fire Gems, but I'm sure I had a good reason. Maybe it was for Fuel the Fire. The Rock's trying to mind burn him, but he does have MR for that. So there's a bit of a stalemate here. He casts Rage, which I guess maybe I had him on Fuel the Fire and he just can't do that. Some of these stags run away. And we see the problem here, which is that he's just not capable of actually dishing out any offense. I probably should have given him a second hat. Also, he ran out of fatigue. I intended to cast Fuel the Fire, but I guess that just doesn't work underwater, probably. So eventually, like, all of these kelp get to him, and he just pieces out. Which I'm not going to make you sit through that. But 9 sea stags out of the way. Not that these were much concern to begin with. And then he left. So we'll have to go back in and try again. Last normal battle was Cassia trying to storm Lusitania. So Lusitania has these crossbowmen and some horses in the back. What's this thing? Salt Scepter. That's right, we've seen that before. Lots and lots of salt. The Enyedo Real. It's going to cast Body Ethereal. Horses come through. And they're fighting against these Ephemeral Militia, which are pretty mediocre units. We've seen them before. These archers are also, like, they're not bad archers, but archers are not very useful in this fight. Yeah, these guys have kite shields with 6 parry, so, and the archers don't have, like, flaming weapons or anything like that. So eventually everyone just gets shot. And now it's just the Ether Warriors, but the Ether Warriors were all on Guard Commander on the Ether Lord, and he's just been casting Raise Dead, which is not the most useful thing he could have been doing. So Ether Lord just gets killed, and the Ether Warriors get scared away. So this was just a huge miss by Cassia. They could have claimed this fort, and instead they, like, suicided their army, which was, it's not a great army, but, like, they've invested a lot in this Ether Lord, and they lost it. And who's on top of this? Chassos is on top of that. But Lusitania can definitely kick them out. because they've got an army here in the Misty Plateau that could go to Littlefields and then liberate Cloverfield. Right, got a miracle, a little bit of candles, lightning, barbarian clans in the ride. Don't care about any of this crap. Hope that this doesn't mean I'm about to be attacked by barbarians, but if I am, then so be it. Evil Lord, that's the place that we saw that was under siege. So just some Macemen Fire Lords. And then we have Greenskins North, because my partner gave it to me so I can upgrade it to a Citadel. Scout stuff, lightly sieged in Chassos, so not very much going on over there. We get Construction 6 this turn, and then we'll work on Enchantment, although maybe I'll take a break for some Conjuration just so I can get Eagles and take care of Chassos here. We'll see. I'm down to only 189 siege strength, with another 23 on the way, which is not a lot. Excuse me. So I'll have to decide. Like, my partner will bring these guys on the way, and they'll contribute a decent amount of siege strength. But it would sure be nice to have more. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, let's go grab Conjuration 6 first, and then go to Enchantment. Conjuration 6 also lets me summon, in addition to the Eagles, I can summon Harbingers. And Harbingers are just really good. A lot of powerful air and cloud trapeze. Not as good for a nation like me where I already have a bunch of air, but they're still nice. So yeah, that'll be the plan there. We're doing lots of site searching rituals, just trying to pick up gems from all of this land we've conquered. And yeah, I think that's the big stuff here. These guys are actually pretty good at siege. Okay, do I still have Fortissimus Calum? Yeah. Let's go ahead and give you those guys. The plan will be to... Because I think... Are they size 3 or... Shoot, they're size 3, which means I can't send them on a boat. They're not amphibious. Okay. So we'll have this guy go liberate Midria, then come back, and then fly the displacer beasts over here so that they can help break down the walls. And maybe by then the walls will already be broken down anyways, but that'll be our plan. Yeah, I think that mostly covers it. The big thing that's happening here is figuring out what we're going to do about Team Fire having Gift of Nature's Bounty. They also control like half of Asia, so it is a big undertaking. We've got a server with the Insect team, which is their big rival over here, and the Zan team, which is Asgard and their allies over here. Also present are Hollowmore, who are making a spirited fight of it versus the Abyssians. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff. Always a pleasure. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next turn.